I want to talk about your purpose and the pressure of approval. Because all of us have a purpose, and it's this shining city on a hill. It's the way I see that, you know. Looking at your dream and your future and your contribution, it should look in your mind's eye and in your heart like the shining city on a hill. And so that's a glorious thing when we really grab it, when we really get clear, folks, what we're teaching in stage one. We really figure out that sweet spot, and we figure out that role within that sweet spot that we're going to contribute. That's a beautiful thing. And if you're not careful, what happens is when we realize that, there's this desire to share it, and you should share it from the mountaintop. Hey, this is what I'm doing and why. And I think this is how we're going to do it, right? It should be that kind of a outward expression. But here's what will happen sometimes. Let me restate that. I believe this will happen many times. I'm going to stop short of saying this happens all the time, but I'm going to say it happens many times. Those closest to us hear that. And when they hear it, and they hear about the actions you want to take, the actions you have decided to take, it reminds them of their own inaction. Whew. Stay with me, folks. The people closest to us, family and friends, we're excited. We're on fire. We're casting vision. And they take it and they go, oh gosh. And fear their own fears and doubt their own doubts in their own story rise to the top, and in their desire to protect us from what has become absolute truth, their fears and their doubts have been hanging out so long and have lied to them for so long it has become the truth. And their fears and their doubts get projected onto us. Woo! Now I'm preaching, Joseph. This is what, hey, listen, Nathan, people don't tell you this. See, the very people who love us, they accidentally, or unwittingly project their own fear and doubt onto us in a desire to protect us. And it is all from their journey. In other words, this is what I wrote down. This is so good. Somebody out there better write this down. Their fears and doubts have become so real for them that they believe they are real for you, and they're trying to protect you. And they mean well. Hear me say, I am not throwing your friends and family under the bus. I'm saying that when you project this purpose and you say, this is where I'm supposed to be, I'm clear, and this is what I must do, and this is why I must do it, and this is how I'm going to go after it, they go, whoa, that's really scary. Are you sure you can do that? Is that the smartest thing? And it's their fear and doubt going shoo, right to the surface. And they're trying to protect you. And here's where this meets the rubber on the road. Because of how much you love them and because of how much you value their opinion, it's a massive, massive caution flag. Joe, for years, I was a NASCAR fan. Joe's a NASCAR fan. And there is a function called a caution in a race when there is debris on the track or a car wrecks. And what they do is the guy up on the stand at the start-finish line gets up and he furiously waves a yellow flag. And all 43 cars slow down. This is what your friends and family are doing, and it comes from a good place. But what it's doing is it's like a caution flag, and you can go from absolutely crystal clear to, huh? That quick. just because of the value that their opinion has in your life. And this is why we get so many callers who get confused. They're absolutely clear one moment and confused the next. And you can walk away from that friend or family member and be in a state of confusion, get alone and get back to clarity. That's why I teach the process we teach. When somebody does that to you, there are times where their fear and doubt can be absolutely spot on if we are not clear. But if you do the process that we teach and you get feedback in the get clear process, what do I do best? What work do I love to do most? What results of my work matter to me? And we go get feedback on the front end from people who are truth tellers in our lives so we know we're not delusional. Hear me, folks. Listen, this is why the process works. So I'm so passionate about it. I'm so fired up right now because I know this is holding some of you back. Right now, I absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are people watching right now that need to hear this because you're crystal clear. And then somebody that you love and value has thrown the caution flag at you based on their own fear and their own doubt. And it's got you confused. Retreat to clarity. Go back to the process we teach in stage 1, which is get clear. If you've never done it, embrace the process. Go get our career clarity guide at kencoleman.com. It's a free resource. Go get it. Walk through it. But here's what you do. This vision that I have, is it based on my purpose, my why? See, vision is where we want to go to see the why come to fruition. So go back to the process. Do I have the talent, the raw talent that I can sharpen into skills? So I can do this work. I'm really good at it. Do I love the work? Forget about notoriety or pay. Does the work itself engage me to the point that it just gives me the juice? I look forward to it. I love it when I'm in the middle of it, and I don't want to stop. High emotion, high devotion. Does it meet that test? Okay, great, if it does. Results. All work creates results. That's mission. What are the results of this work over here? I love to do. This work creates result. What results specifically do I get most juiced about? And we see it all come into alignment. So I'm going to use talent to perform passion, to produce mission. I'm going to use what I do best to do what I love to do, to produce results that matter to me. Folks, that is the secret. And it's not a secret. But that's the secret. You want to know why people aren't happy? Why they're not doing meaningful work? Because something's off in that formula. Let me say it again. Write it down and start spreading the word. This dude, Ken Coleman, gets a little too fired up sometimes. But boy, he's talking about this formula. You use what you do best to do what you love to do, to produce what matters deeply to you. So when you go back in the midst of everyone's fear and doubt around you and they're trying to protect you, understand. Let me say this again. I wrote it down because I've never said it this way before. Their fears and doubts have become so real for them, they believe they're real for you, and they're trying to protect you from the very things that have kept them from stepping out onto the path to fulfilling their purpose. And they're in a place of safety and protection, but they're also in a place of misery on some level because they've not become who they're supposed to be. And because they love you and because you love them, you value their opinion, and it really can confuse you. Retreat to clarity. Once you get clear again, understand what they're doing. They mean well. You can still love them and respect them, but you're going to have to silence their voice of fear and doubt, or it will hold you back. And the very people that you value and love, you'll resent them if you look back 30 years from now. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, and it was those people whose opinion swayed your decision, and you did it to please them, or you did it because you put so much value in what they have to say. You'll resent those people. That's an ugly, ugly place to be in. So I just want to share that. That's really, really important that you get that you really understand this message and understand the process that we teach here.